This is TWiT.
Tech Break is brought to you by ACI Learning. ACI's newest product, Insights, assists in closing lucrative skill gaps. Visit go.acilearning.com/twit. TWiT listeners will receive at least 20% off or as much as 65% off an IT Pro Enterprise Solution Plan. The discount is based on the size of your team when you fill out their form.
Google launched the Digital Futures Project, and it's a $20 million fund, which, by Google standards, I would say is a pretty small amount of money, but a good amount nonetheless, managed by google.org and basically granted to academic institutions, think tanks to take a closer look at AI, the opportunities, the challenges, asking questions like, what impact will AI have on global security? How will AI alter labor and economic structures? Just really broad ideas around the impact, the kind of wide scope of impact.
They hadn't gotten rid of Timnit Gebru and Margaret Mitchell.
No kidding.
The Stochastic Parrots paper, but
absolutely. Yeah, I wonder how Timnit and others feel about this announcement. Too little, too late, but. Definitely, Google also acknowledged that this is an effort that should be done not just on a singular scale, like a single corporate effort, but a broader scale. And there are other, things going on like this, like the Frontier Model Forum that Google is also involved in, kind of looking at responsible use of AI through different lenses. But
devil's advocate moment.
Mm-hmm.
You said some would say, but this is potentially too little, too late. Why? Doesn't this sound like Google is acknowledging, maybe we should have done a little bit better with understanding some of the ramifications that AI has put out there. So let's go ahead and, at this point forward, let's go ahead and start working towards it. Let's go ahead and try to make this right.
Yeah.
Why would someone say too little, too late to that? And that's my question.
Yeah,
I can't say that. I'm glad that they're at least acknowledging this and hoping that they take some other folks that potentially look like me, bringing them into the fold and bringing a whole lot of other people into this to help fix this up.
But the issue, Ant, is they got rid of a black woman from Africa named Timnit Gebru, who was leading their responsible AI team alongside Margaret Mitchell. And
yep, I agree. They did. So but what I'm saying is now they're like, okay,
now they're trying.
Effed up.
Yep.
We effed up. We're going to.
I haven't said that quite, but yes.
Okay. All right. But at least they're trying to fix this now. Okay.
Yes.
They're making some efforts. I can't help, I know you don't look a gift horse in the mouth, but I can't help but look at a $20 million donation into this, and I can't help but think, seriously, if you feel that passionate about this and you're Google and you've made the mistakes that you have in very recent memory around AI and ethics, why not put more of your money where your mouth is? $20 million seems like an incredibly small amount for something that is supposedly incredibly important.
Yeah. I think you're right here.
Good point.
Is by funding outside independent efforts, those that will choose to take Google's money. I think that's a better way in some ways than doing it in-house, though they still need an in-house team.
Still need it in-house, yeah. Still need it in-house.
I think one of the mistakes in our thinking about this is that Google is as monolithic as everyone expects it to behave. And I suspect that it's a big company with different people with different senses of what the company should be doing and different amounts of budget with which to do it. And what you might see with sort of is this a really comprehensive policy that $1 billion, however many billions Google is worth should be doing? I don't know. But is this maybe evidence of some people who figured out what sort of leverage they might have to get the company to at least do something? It may be those people flexing their muscles and at least not stopped. So, I mean, it also could be cynical with what's the cheapest way we can get the PR shift or something like that. But this may be just the splintering of large companies are really hard to steer. And this is some people who are able to figure out what to do constructively and being able to do it. But you could still fairly say that, okay, fine, but it's a huge company and it really needs something larger and more comprehensive. And maybe that's yet to come. And maybe you criticize it if it doesn't come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think when I said too little, too late, I'm kind of speaking from the perspective or the assumed perspective of people like Timnit Gebru, which is like, okay, now you're doing this. Where were you a couple of years ago when you canned me for doing this? You know, it's I totally understand though. There is a point at which
they have the right to say that. They do, you know, she in particular does have the right to say, wait a minute, now you're doing this? Now you're taking the message, taking the notes from us. Yes, they have the right, but at the same time, I believe there should be some acknowledgement of them saying, you know what, we better work on this. We better fix this. So let us put our money where our mouth is. 'Cause everybody's not doing that.
Yeah, that's true.